Hi, my name is Cheryl Jones and I have multiple sclerosis. I've had it for 38 years and I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story with MS because since I've had it for so long, um, I thought perhaps maybe there's somebody out there that might benefit from the things that I've gone through, um, and perhaps I could help. So back in 1977, yeah, I guess that was the date. Back then, they didn't have anything to really diagnose MS, and I went through a barrage of whatever they wanted to do. Um, the CAT scan had finally come out, so I had that done, but the MRI was not available yet. I was admitted into my local hospital um, because my symptoms were falling. I could walk in open space, but I felt like I was drunk, and I had pins and needles in my hands and in my feet, and my knee would buckle at times, and that's when I would fall. Um, so I eventually went to a hospital in New York, but let me go back. I went to my local hospital, and there, after I had the test that they had then, which was touch your nose and whatever, I was told by the chief of neurology. He came into my room, and he told me that I was looking for attention, that I was making it up. Oh God, I was so angry. I was so angry at this man that I took the things that were on my nightstand and I said to him, "Oh, I'm looking for attention. I'm I'm making this up. Well, let me verify your findings." And I threw anything that I could get my hands on at this man. I never did anything like this before in my life, but that's how angry I was. He went through that door before he even opened it. He was so scared. and and I look back on this now and I just laugh because I know how angry anybody could get when they're trying to find out what's wrong with them because they know something's wrong and can't find a diagnosis. With that, I ended up going to a New York hospital, um, Columbia Presbyterian in New York. And that's when and I walked into that hospital, by the way, walked in that hospital holding on to my husband's arm for balance, but I did walk. And they gave me a test called a myelogram. I don't know if anybody of you have ever heard of it, but don't ever have it. But I don't think they use it anymore anyway. But that's all they had back then. And the myelogram is a table that tilts. And you lay on your stomach and they inject iodine into your spine. And at a certain point, they want you to lift your head up. So the table is like this. Then it tilts down. And this is your head down here. And then at a certain point, when the iodine reaches, I guess, to your neck, they ask you to lift your head up so that the iodine doesn't go into your brain. Well, after that test, it showed that I had a high protein level, which indicated MS. And that's how they did it back then. Um, After that, I was not able to walk. And I still can't walk. I could walk holding on to things. I could walk holding on to those Canadian crutches. I was able to walk um, holding, using a walker. But that wasn't until a lot of rehab. I mean, like 2 years of rehab. But when I was in this hospital, Columbia Presbyterian, I stayed there for 3 months and I came home in a wheelchair. That was devastating. I could not wrap my head around that. And I stayed in the house for 1 year, hiding, because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed and I was angry and I was frustrated, and I did not want people to see me in a wheelchair. I mean, strangers, anybody, outside of my husband and my children. And after a year, I snapped out of it. Thank God I snapped out of it. I was tired. I was tired of hiding because all I was doing was hurting myself, and not to mention my family. But it took a year for me to get to that point. When I said to my husband and kids, let's go to the mall, it was like Christmas. They couldn't believe, finally, finally. And I knew then I got Cheryl back. I got me back. So there's hope in anything that you're going through. After that, I changed jobs. I was a teacher, and I couldn't do that any longer. But I went to corporate America, and worked on Wall Street as an underwriter. And I was very good in science, so I was an underwriter manager, um, and I was good at it. And it allowed me to travel in my wheelchair by myself, going to different regions across the country. I was bold, warrior, didn't know the term then, but I got Cheryl back. Whatever you're going through, do what you used to do before, but do it in the capacity that allows you to be you. I had to do it in a wheelchair. So be it. And I got so good at it that people didn't even notice the wheelchair anymore. They saw me. And that was what I was striving for. That's what I was striving for. And you guys can do it too. If you're there at that point, you can do it. I know you can do it. Because I did it. And I'm still doing it. Not as good as I used to, but I'm still doing it. Oh gosh. And then I left working because of the World Trade Center bombing, the first one. Yeah, I was caught down in there, and it was like hell getting out. And being in a wheelchair and driving my car, that was it. So I stopped working at that point. So I was home. Now, who was Cheryl? Before I was Cheryl, the underwriter manager. You got to find me again. So I volunteered, did things like that, and I found Cheryl again. And it's important. The depression, it comes and goes. When I didn't find Cheryl again, I remember a time when I had my daughter, because I couldn't physically do it. I had my daughter throw all of my shoes out. I figured, why bother with the shoes? I couldn't walk. All of my shoes thrown out. And I had her do it. And I regret that. I regret that to this day. Why did I have her do that? Anyway, today I buy shoes online, by the computer. I go to the mall, I buy shoes. Why? I can't walk, but they decorate my feet. They go with my outfit. So, hey. I found Cheryl again. Oh gosh. This disease will take you to the mountaintops and right down to the valleys again. And it's a hectic ride. It truly is. I took Solumedrol. I know a lot of you take it. I've read it on Facebook. Be very careful about steroids, because now I have osteoporosis. Be very careful with that one. And it's not a good high risk osteoporosis too. So dealing with that, but I'm telling you that story so that you don't get caught up with the same thing. You know, these things make you feel good at the time, and it makes you, stronger, and it makes you walk better, and it makes you do things at the time. But in the long haul, mm, so be very careful. Read about the after effects. I didn't do that, but it is what it is. And your support group, you need it. You need it. You can't get through this disease without it. So you need a good support group. And your family, your friends, anybody that you have them be with you, talk, communicate, and love. That'll get you through so many days. And tell your family that when you say no a lot, it may be because you're just tired. So say that and tell them, and find yourself again. Just find yourself again, and you'll see the joy that comes back. So I'm going to quit this video now because I don't want it to go into overtime and then I can't upload it for you guys to see it. But it's a ride. It's a journey. And the main thing you have to do is remember who you were before you had MS and get that person back again. Take a different path, but you can do it. Just get a different path. It's not the same straight road that you were on before, but you can do it. I did it. I'm still doing it. You can contact me on Facebook on MS Frontiers anytime. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Except maybe on vacation. That's coming up soon. I love it. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. You take care, warriors, and enjoy this day. And my signature is love life because tomorrow is not promised. Okay, I'm going now. I'll talk to you soon again. Enjoy. Bye.